So today I've got a new foundation for you to try, and it's the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I've ordered my online. I order all the Revolution things online because my Superdrug doesn't stock it. They used to do a bit, but they don't do much. So as usual, it was hard to choose the colors. So I've got here F8.5 and F10.5. I also ordered the super size concealer. Do you remember they brought out this concealer a while ago? It was just in a smaller tube and I really liked it, but the color wasn't quite right and I gave it to my sister. So I've ordered different color, and this is C6.5, but it is far too light, so I mean it's almost white, so I can't try this one today, but it is a good concealer because I've tried it before. So let's do the foundations. Let's swatch it. They come in a quite heavy glass bottle with this enormous doe foot applicator. So this is F8.5. You know, you would think 8 would be quite dark, but it is not at all. So this is 8.5. That will be probably good for me in the winter, but I'm glad I got the 10.5 because that's a much darker one, and I would say it's more neutral. It looks peachy next to that one, but I think I will use this one. I could mix them as well, but I think I will use this one today. Let's clip the hair out of the way. So I'm using the 10.5. I think they say this is full coverage foundation. And I will do one side, I don't know how much to use of it. I will do one side with brush and one side with a beauty blender. So I'm using my artist brush on this side. Okay, it is creamy. Is it full coverage? It's quite a good coverage. It looks very nice. I wouldn't say it's matte, it's maybe like a natural matte. Let's do this with the beauty blender. Yeah, it applies well with the beauty blender as well. Okay, so let me zoom you in to show you the first layer. So you saw how much I used. I wouldn't say it's full coverage. I can still see my discolorations under there. I would say it's a good medium, so you probably can build it up. Okay, so let's build it up a bit. You don't get really that much on this applicator. Let's do my discolorations here. I'm not sure I like this applicator because I can imagine, you know, when your foundation gets stuck to the sides or goes down, I don't feel yeah, the second layer definitely gives you more coverage, but I would say it is quite thick foundation, so I can really see it. I wouldn't say that it gives me a, you know, natural look, but you have to be prepared for that with mature skin. You know, on a young person that probably looks beautiful and flawless, but on more mature skin you're gonna start seeing it in all the wrinkles. Okay, So that's your second layer. The color is really good. I like the color match. It actually doesn't look peachy. I think it actually looks quite yellowy, like I like it. Okay, I'm going to apply my favorite concealer, the Nib & Fab, and mine is in 15 because, like I said, the other one is far too light for me. This concealer is so creamy as well. Little goes a long way. And I have reviewed Nib & Fab foundation and the concealer not long ago, so okay. So from the distance this looks really nice. You can see it's not very matte with Charlotte Tilbury's powder in number 2. I feel like I need still a bit more on my nose. As you saw at the beginning of the video, I've got very red nose like an alcoholic, which I'm not. Okay, so I'm going to set this as I always do with Laura Mercier mineral powder, and I'm going to use today natural beige because if I use my classic beige it will be too dark because this foundation is already not too much, just very lightly, because that will add to the coverage. Okay, so yeah, it looks very nice, but it definitely gives you made up look. Of course, if you use less, it won't look like this, but then you won't get the coverage. I don't know, let's bronze it. Okay, so I've just slightly bronzed it. It does look very nice, especially from the distance. I zoom you dangerously close. So there you go. Now it looks good. Now I've powdered it. You know, I powder every foundation with my Laura Mercier, and I think that helps, and I feel like I can make any foundation look good with that. So it's nice, and it still, can you see, it's not very matte. That's another reason I like to use Laura Mercier, because you know, if you just do it with a normal translucent powder, it can look too flat, too matte, unless you like that look, and powdery, whereas Laura Mercier gives you a bit of luminosity, I would say. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will go and put my makeup on now, come back, we have a look at it again, and then I come back a few hours later and we will see how it was. Okay, so I finished my makeup. Please don't ask me about my eyes and my lips because these are new products, and I will soon do tutorial and a video on that. Okay, the foundation, it looks really pretty. It looks really nice, especially, you know, this is a distance when I'm looking at myself in a mirror. This is a distance that someone would get as close as possible to me. You know, people don't talk to you that close up, so it looks really nice. But if I do a close up, looks nice, but I don't know, I feel like it is quite thick. You know, I always look like I've got makeup on because I'm all about that, covering it all up. But nevertheless, this foundation is really nice, but we will see. Let me pull you out. But we will see how it wears throughout the day, because that's important. It could look, you know, nice for an hour when you've done it, and then it could start, what's that? Breaking up and stuff like that. So yeah, I will come back at the end of the day or in few hours, and we will see how that looks. Okay, I see you a bit later. Hello, I'm back. I've changed it to my cozy top that you saw on Monday in my haul. It's really cold, so yeah, I've changed into something warmer. So it has been almost 6 hours since I've put it on, and apart from the dry bit of skin, it's looking really good. My oils slightly come out, although I've got pretty normal skin, but I can get a bit oily, especially on my chin, sometimes a bit here. I have very slightly oily T-zone. I wouldn't even call it oily, you know, it's just, I think all of us have natural oils coming throughout the day. So I would say that, you know, if I look really closely, I can see maybe like a bit of gathering around my mouth, but other than that, it looks pretty good. Let me zoom in. There you go. Like here, you know, but that's probably happening with every foundation. It's just that I never look that close. You don't want to look that close at me either. I never look that close at my foundation throughout the day. It's only when I do these reviews that I pay really close attention. But it's lasted really well. I wouldn't say that it has changed in any way. It hasn't oxidized. I really like this color, by the way. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It is a bit thicker than my Nip and Fab foundation, which I adore right now. But yeah, I will definitely be using that. And you know, the price of this is amazing. Revolution does such a great makeup. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend this foundation. Maybe if you have a lot of, you know, deeper lines, it might then settle in those lines. But you know, great full coverage foundation. I've built it up to full coverage, and it stays on. It hasn't moved around or anything. So thumbs up from me. Yes, so another great drugstore foundation. I really feel like the drugstore products up in their game. I know the prices have gone up a bit, but the quality definitely is getting better. You know, I can't remember how much this foundation is, but it's probably £10 or something. I wouldn't say that this is any worse than, for example, one of the Dior foundations that I have. So there you go. So I would definitely recommend you to try it, especially for the price. You know, if you really hate it so much, you haven't lost that much. But I don't think you would hate it. I think it's a really nice foundation. But like I always say, and I'm gonna say it again, I'm always very careful with recommending foundations, because we all have different skin type, and we all want different things from foundations. So, and it also depends what skincare you use under it, if you use any primers. So, you know, but I do really like it. So these are my thoughts on this foundation. Thank you so much for watching, and stay fabulous. Bye. God, so stuck to my forehead. Yeah, you know, I have very slightly oily T-zone. I wouldn't, and I'm somewhere in the dark, so you can't see it so much. What a lot of old shit. talk such rubbish.